Welcome back, all you wonderful PC enthusiasts, to this week's News Emporium, where I've gathered some of the best news bits around for your quick consumption. CES 2022 may be behind us, but the hits just keep coming. This week, we found out what's going on with Intel's 12th Gen DRM debacle, the details surrounding PCIe Gen 6, what Ultra RAM is, and with great pleasure, I get to announce that the Steam Deck is right on schedule. Enough meandering, let's boot this one up and get right into the good stuff. Intel's 12th Gen Alder Lake CPUs burst onto the scene with impressive numbers down the stack and were able to take on AMD's Zen 3 lineup with relative ease. But it fell to one opponent, quite quickly in mind. No, not another CPU maker, but rather a pesky DRM issue resulting in a large list of games that simply couldn't be run on the latest and greatest from Chipzilla. Denuvo may be popular with publishers, but has felt the ire of gamers for some time, and none more now than the new owners of 12th Gen CPUs. While there's a ton of games that simply fail to work thanks to the combination of Denuvo and the 12th Gen CPUs, luckily Intel has a fix. Unfortunately, you'll need to wait for the Windows patch coming later this month for the operating system portion to be sorted. After that, you'll need to wait for the games to actually be patched as well. But there's a temporary workaround for those familiar with BIOS navigation, and if you want to get into that, then head to the article linked in the description for a short walkthrough. Ryzen 3000 ushered in PCIe Gen 4.0 just 2 years ago, and now with Intel's 12th Gen, we have PCIe Gen 5.0. So why wouldn't PCI SIG and blah 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 go ahead and announce the next iteration? That's going to be known as, well, wait for it, PCIe Gen 6.0. I know, shocker of a name. But this ramp in speed is getting absolutely insane. How insane? Well, according to the specification, PCIe 6.0 will support 64 gigatransfers per second, or roughly 256 gigabytes per second on a by 16 lane configuration. The newest protocol will achieve this speed by using pulse amplitude modulation with 4 levels, along with updated packet management and flow control. Now don't worry if you're concerned about connectivity compatibility, because it'll retain the same slot configuration and be backwards compatible, so no need to throw out your current add-in cards just yet. What's crazy is how fast we've moved lately. I mean, we sat on PCIe Gen 3.0 for 7 years and are now on a 2-year upgrade cadence. Exciting stuff for sure, but we haven't even seen widespread adoption of PCIe Gen 5.0, so hopefully they'll back off the gas just a bit. Okay, but what about this Ultra RAM thing? Let me try to overly simplify things from a 30,000-foot aerial view. Over time, storage has moved from spinning platters to nice and fast flash storage-based solutions, and is now in a solid state, if you will. Computer RAM, or memory, if you rather, also uses solid modules to store temporary data needed at a moment's notice. The biggest difference in layman's terms is one of these is non-volatile, while the other is volatile, meaning one will retain data, that being the storage drive, and the other will lose the data once the power is cut, the memory. What the team of physicists behind UltraRAM has laid out is an idea for a new non-volatile, long-lasting storage device that is actually fast enough to be used for random access tasks, along with the plans on how it could be built. This would be using a new technology called NAS quantum wells and AISB barriers. Right now, it's purely theoretical, but if it can be made, it'll be huge, and understanding it is going to likely take an engineering degree that I simply do not possess. But what I do possess is a pre-order ticket for Valve's Steam Deck, and no, I'm not reporting on another delay or finding some way to squash excitement for the little portable powerhouse. Rather, I'm happy to report that according to the Steam Deck January update, things are right on track and scheduled to start shipping in January. For those unfamiliar, Adam and I were really hoping to have already gotten our units by now, but there was a little delay, much like the rest of everything else going on in the world right now. So, it's good to see things progressing as planned. And if you also pre-ordered a Steam Deck, it sounds like we might not have to wait too long yet. And with that, I bring this week to a solid close. And it wasn't a doom and gloom kind of week, but one filled with good news for today and the future. Great news for the 12th Gen adopters dealing with the debilitating Denuvo dilemma. PCIe Gen 4.0 and 5.0 seem to be short-lived thanks to Gen 6.0 already getting ready for the limelight. And I hope I help someone out there understanding just what is going on with this Ultra RAM thing that people are talking about. And great news from the Valve with the on-time nature of the Steam Deck. Now, how about that tracking information on the next update? And I want to thank everyone for joining me on this week's breakdown of some of the biggest news in the PC world. And if there's anything that you thought should have been on the show, then let me know down in the comments section. And while you're down there, make sure you let me know what you thought about this roundup, and make sure you're subscribed to PC World for even more PC hardware and software goodness.